We all know that Mattel loves to pair Piston Cup racers together into 2-packs. But is there really a rhyme or reason for what 2 cars they decide to put together? Or is it kind of just random? Now, I feel like when they started off putting Piston Cup racers in 2-packs, it was more like meaningful. They had some substance to it, like Rusty Cornfuel and Floyd Mulvihill. Like they appear next to each other in the movie, and so they got a 2-pack. I think that was the very first one too in the movie moments line. I mean, that was supposed to be the point of 2-packs originally. They were movie moments 2-packs, so it was supposed to be 2 cars that appear next to each other in the movie. So it makes sense. But nowadays they kind of just do whatever. 2 cars that race, they don't really have to necessarily have any scenes next to each other, but they're just going to pair them together because there's so many and they've been doing this so long, so it makes sense. But these two, I thought they were just no different. Sage VanDerSpin and Darren Leadfoot. I thought that, yeah, these guys don't appear next to each other in any specific scenes. But then I went to look online some information about them and stuff and find out where exactly they appear at, because I can't remember off the top of my head. And I realized that they actually do. Not necessarily next to each other, but Sage is in front of Darren, and it's when the Walt Disney Pictures Presents text is actually on the screen just before it says Pixar Animation Studios film, and then it says Cars, of course, the big logo reveal at the beginning of the real gone race scene of the first Cars movie. Never realized that before, but I thought it was cool. I thought I should share it with you guys right off the bat because, well, some people don't stick around until when I actually show where these guys appear at later on in the video, and I thought it was really fascinating that I never even realized that until now. And, this 2-pack has been revealed for quite a long time now. But anyways, in that scene, they did screw up Darren's rims. They made them yellow for some reason. Obviously, they're black, but that's besides the point. Anyways, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everybody. Here is this brand new 2-pack, which is new to 2025, of course. The pairing, the cars themselves are not new. We've had these cars both revealed, released from Thailand before, so nothing too crazy special, but I mean, I feel like they're some of the more scarce, like Thailand variants for Piston Cup racers, so it's a nice pairing. I like them a lot. I think they look pretty cool together. They were first in case C and are back for case D, and I'm sure they'll be in a few other cases. Although case D may be the last one, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I forget. But either way, yeah, very cool artwork, so I'll try to zoom it in a little bit for you guys. We got Sage's artwork, and they are technically unique models. They're not the same models. These two, this is the longer one, and this is the shorter one. But, the actual diecast molds are the exact same. So Mattel clearly didn't take that into consideration. I don't know why, but they've been, screwing up models since 2006. So it's not really all that surprising. But I do like both their artworks. Glad they got them both right, because I'm pretty sure they screwed them up both, or they at least screwed up Sage's before. They actually even called him Rex Revler, who is the Cars 3 Gaskets racer. And they put it the wrong artwork, and then Mr. Docu reviewed him, and he was like, hey, that's not right. And then almost immediately after, they fixed him, and that one's extremely rare now, the one with the corrected artwork. So I wonder if they actually listened to him. I still remember that from like 5 years ago. It was when he got released in 2020 on Blue Desert. Anyways, on the back, as seen in Cars, we got Mater with Cactus Lightning McQueen, and then Masha L's Wrench with, what's her name? Megan Shifter, right? That's her name. Yeah, I think. But either way, I gotta review that one. I just need to find it first. This one I reviewed in the past because it's just a carryover from, I think, last year, but it was early in the year, so it feels like a couple years ago now. Anyways, that's it for these guys in the package. I found 3 of them. I actually found more than that, but I picked up 3. I would have only picked up 2, but I ended up with a 3rd somehow because, I don't know, one was damaged. I found one better, so might return. I'm not sure. These ones will probably peg warm, because all Piston Cup racers seem to these days, but who knows. Either way, pretty darn cool. Oh, I did want to show you this for some reason. I brought it out, so I might as well show it to you. This is Dale Ruffalo, the Gaskets semi-cab, the hauler, like just a semi though, from 2020. I just thought it was cool. I don't have them open, so I thought I'd show them now while, I can show the whole package. Why not? And I feel like there's something else I wanted to show you, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I didn't bring it out though. Oh well. It was Darren's 2021 variant, which is the same as this one from Thailand, but it was like the slim packaging. I don't know. Not really worth it. It's packed away somewhere. So anyways, without any further ado, let's bust open this 2-pack and see how these guys look, because I don't have Sage right now. I do have Darren, but it'll be a new variant for me, so this will be fun. You know, guys, I was starting to feel a little bit foolish because it's taken me so long to get Sage VanDerSpin. Because I was thinking, like, he's really not all that rare, right? He hasn't been released in a while, but he has gotten a Thailand variant, so I feel like there's really no reason for me to not have him up until right now. But it's, I guess, not all that surprising because he really hasn't gotten that many releases. Darren, on the other hand, he's gotten quite a few. But honestly, they both only really gotten released, I think, like once. Oh, I guess twice because from Thailand. Because yeah, Sage was released just last year, I guess it was. That might have even trickled into this year in the Racing 2-packs line because he was with Murray Clutchburn, I believe it was. So yeah, interesting pairing there. I completely forgot about that though. Those are just like write-offs to me because they don't even sell those in Canada. So those are just kind of like anymore at least. So yeah, I always kind of forget about those. But anyways, let's talk about releases. Sage was first released. We'll start off with Sage. He was first released in 2009 in a, like, it was an exclusive mail away thing. I don't even remember that, but it said it online, so I'm just gonna go with it. But I don't remember that at all. I wasn't really collecting much in 2009, but I think I was a little bit, but I wouldn't have known about that, obviously. Then he was released as a single in 2010. He got, oh, that was with the rubber tires. 3-pack with rubber tires. Movie Moments in 2017. Movie Moments, not really Movie Moments, but they call it that for some strange reason with the little pit stop barrier. Remember that weird little line? I think that one's really rare too, if I'm not mistaken. And then he was first released in 2020 from Thailand, and then 2024, like I said last year, in the Racing 2-packs line. But yeah, he's gotten enough releases, but also at the same time, it doesn't, like, I guess feel like that many, and I guess it really wasn't that many because it's taken me this long to get him. But anyways, I'll show you where he appears at now in the first Cars movie. Not a very prominent car at all. I won't show you the scene that I showed you earlier because we already saw that. But yeah, other than that, he just kind of appears in the background racing scenes. We don't really get a good look at him. I don't think we ever really see him in the pits or anything like that, at least prominently. It's just kind of, the camera's flying around every which way. Race cars are going everywhere. There's like 36 of them, so not every one of them can get the spotlight, unfortunately. Now, I really do like Gaskets as a sponsor, though. It's really, really cool. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I know what it is, but I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. Like, what they sell. I like these things right here. It looks like a cookie, right? And it says cream-filled. Yeah, it does say cream-filled. So, cream-filled Gaskets to racetrack treat. So, obviously, it's some sort of candy bar. But online, it said something about them being filled with transmission. So I thought, like, transmission fluid, I think it said. So, I don't know. I thought they were more carified, but I guess not. It does say cream-filled Gaskets. So I guess not. But either way, he looks really great from Thailand. I can't compare him to the Chinese one, but I don't think there's very many differences. More of a simpler Thailand variant, I think, but don't quote me on that 100%. He does have a plastic eye insert, which looks nice. I think they changed the expression a little bit, yeah, because he doesn't have bottom eyelids. So I think they did change his expression a little. I like his little mustache grill there with the line in the middle. Makes him look almost like Mexican or something. He is number 80. I like how they put the line in between his teeth there, little gap. They didn't put it in the correct spot, really. It's a little bit too far down, but whatever. And to talk about him a little bit, we don't know much about him. He's a Brawny Motor Co. Spark GT, apparently. Those models don't mean anything, though. They always change them. They change it from Cars 1 to Cars 3, so it doesn't make sense. But it says that he competed in the Junior Piston Cup Pro Series with Floyd Mulvihill when he was a kid, I guess. Well, not really a kid. It said in 2004 is when he won that trophy. But yeah, and then he just joined the Piston Cup, which kind of contradicts, what we know in Cars 3, because obviously, like, Rex Revler stepped in. And if, he won or joined the Piston Cup in 2004, what was he, racing 2 years? Because I'm assuming Rex Revler came in pretty much right after the events of Cars 1. I think the Cars 3 veterans actually started racing almost immediately after the 2006 racing season. Or I guess it was a 2005 racing season, I think they said, in Cars 1. When Chick wins, I think that's supposed to be the 2005 racing season, if I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that for sure. I've never really been 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. Anyways, number 80, and then I just love this color palette. It's really, really cool with the light, like almost baby blue. It was like a darker baby blue, more like a periwinkle, I guess you'd call it. And then we got the red and the yellow. It just mixes so coolly, I don't know if that's a word, but it just mixes really well into the blue. It's a really awesome looking paint job. I love the little chocolate bar, not really chocolate bars, but like candy bars of sorts, I guess. Clarified candy bars all around them. We got the contingency sponsors there. Try to zoom in a little bit to get a look at the blurriness of the decals. They're not very good. Very grainy, but it's okay. His rims, I think they actually got them right, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I'm looking off to the side. They screwed up Darren's a little, but it's not very noticeable. They just forgot to put on the yellow trim. With these ones, they don't have trim, so yeah, they look good. Number 80 on the side there. Cool font, very like bubbly and playful. And then nice light gray opaque windows, so you cannot see through. And I like how there's a bite taken out of that bar there. I don't know how a car would take a bite that small, considering their mouths are like ginormous, but maybe the bars themselves are ginormous. I don't know. But it does say cream filled right there. On the back, very grainy. Ew, that doesn't look too good, does it? The racetrack treat, it says. I love all the slogans and stuff around. They're not even really slogans, but I guess racetrack treat is kind of like one. I don't know, I like this car a lot. It looks really cool. Maybe I'm biased because I don't have the Chinese one. That one I'm sure is better, but I don't know. I like what I'm seeing here. We got the base U20A is the date stamp. Very cool. But yeah, I don't think there's too much else to say about Gaskets here. I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, very cool. Gotta keep the review kind of shorter because I do have two to go through, and I usually like to take my time. But today, I do kind of want to move this right along. Oh, I do have some stuff to show you. I do have to compare. So we're not completely done with it. I'm trying to speed things up too fast. Sorry there. I don't have a Chinese variant to compare to, but I do have these guys, the other racers in the Gaskets lineup. We have Rex Revler and Dan Garcia. I always say Dan Garcia, but I think it's supposed to be Garcia. Like, you're supposed to really pronounce the car and the Cia separately. It's not like seamless, but whatever. Anyways, quite the evolution. Not so much between Sage and Rex, but yeah, more so like they just kind of updated things and just kind of made them more like 3D-ified. They didn't change up a whole lot, but from Rex to Dan, we have a huge change up. The red is completely gone. And we have just like a really dark blue design, and then mixed. We still have the yellow, but it's kind of different. I don't know. It's not my favorite design in the world. In fact, he's probably one of my least favorite next gens, but he's not that bad either. Try to compare with the side view here, but it's kind of hard because they're just gonna want to fall over. Well, not Dan, but Rex wants to, and so does Sage a little bit. Oh well, that's enough. But yeah, pretty cool. But I don't love Dan Garcia. He's kind of a forlorn racer in my opinion. I kind of forget about him half the time that he even exists. We don't have much of a team for Gaskets either. They never did the pity, never did the crew chief, they never did the hauler, but like I showed you, they did do Dale Ruffalo, the semi-cab, so we had the semi, we just don't have the actual trailer to go with them, so not really the best thing in the world, but it's still cool. Anyways, I'll show you where Darren appears at now in the first Cars movie. Again, not many scenes. I feel like maybe a tad bit more attention he got than Sage, but again, nothing too major. But they did at least make more of his team as a diecast. They made his hauler. They canceled his hauler. But they did do his pity and his crew chief, so he has a bit more love in the diecast world than Sage does for sure, especially because they screwed up Sage's name before. They just completely forgot his name. They thought he was Rex Revler. I don't really blame them. He does look kind of similar. If the guy making the cars, putting everything together isn't really a big fan himself, then I guess you wouldn't really know. They do look pretty similar, but you probably should if you've been hired. You probably should study the movies, but whatever. Difference between Sage and Darren is that he has under eyelids, and then obviously Sage does not. So that's kind of different. I like this. It's cool, but I like it the other way too. I don't know which way I like better. I think Sage. I think I like his way better for now, but just because it's more unique. But yeah. This is cool too. This is quite the upgrade. Or would it be a downgrade? I don't know. I kind of think of it as an upgrade. I know he still has the blurry, kind of grainy decals and stuff, but from, a comparison perspective, I think that this one almost looks better and more accurate than the Chinese one. So, I don't know, guys. I might have to say this one's better right off the bat than the Chinese one. I actually like this quite a bit. He has less under eyelids now than he did before. He has a plastic eye plate now, of course, which he did not have before. But all of the decals, I don't know. They look good. I mean, I think maybe they're a little bit dark. It's hard to say. Let me get out this right here, this artwork to compare. But, I don't know. He's not that dark on the artwork here, so maybe it's not that accurate. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I guess maybe it was more accurate before. So never mind. Take back what I said, but I do still like it a lot. I think it's a nice change of pace. I like the darkerness to him. We'll bring him back in a second. But, yeah. I like this. I think it's really cool. At number 82, Shiny Wax. Shiny Wax is what it says it is. That's why there's no slogan. It really is just a shiny wax for cars. You just kind of polish up your paint with it. Nice little wax, clean up, kind of goes along after you paint a car. I think you wax it too, right? I don't know. Ramon probably knows all about that. Not me. I'm not the person to ask, but Ramon would be. So if you ever get a chance to, ask him about shiny wax. It's funny because they call shiny wax waxy wax. It even said, in certain scenes, like the Cars 3 end credits, it says it. I think in some flashbacks, maybe it says it. And it even says it on some merchandise items, like my Lizzie's Curio Shop building that I just got from the Facebook Marketplace haul recently. That one even says waxy wax on it on the side, which is weird. But I don't know why. It must have been an early concept for the name, and they just kind of forgot to change it on some things, but they really should have had that worked out by Cars 3. I don't know how it ended up in the end credits, but whatever. Maybe it was an old logo or something. Maybe they rebranded. I don't know. But yeah, it's cool. It does look very nice, and we didn't talk much about his releases, did we? No, we have to talk a little bit about his releases. Sorry, guys. I'm all over the place today. He has gotten more releases, obviously, than Sage VanDerSpin. First as a 2008 single 3-pack, 2009 Pit Crew 3-pack. I guess that was both years, but repackaged. 2010 Rubber Tires release. 2012, or 13 around then, the Radiator Springs Classics line. I think that's how I got this one, actually. Pretty sure. We can tell by the date stamp. Actually, I don't know. I think that might be a different one. I think that was a 2014 release, and then 2016. He was in the Movie Moments line too, with the little pit stop barrier, and then 2021, and now here he is again in 2025. So yeah, 2021 was the first time they did him from Thailand. And just anything that we know about his character, he's an Excello Fission Capital Motors. Or no, sorry, an Excello Fission. In Cars 3 changes to a Capital Motors Mark III. Which is kind of weird. How did he change it? Oh, I keep dropping them. But they don't really mark up, so I'm not too concerned. I do have 3 of them. I have 2 more in the package. Actually, look at that. Uh-oh, that's not good. Did something chip? I don't see any marks, but it must have chipped somewhere. Oh, well. Anyways, what was I saying again? I lost my train of thought, but whatever. Yeah, he changed his model. That's what I was saying in Cars 3 for some strange reason. We don't know much about him, but it just says that he's the last guy you want drafting you on the final turn because he's known for suddenly speeding up at the end of the race and won't let anyone or anything stand between him and the finish line, which is funny. That's why he's called the Leadfoot, I guess. I do love the circular design of the circle starts at the logo and then kind of expands. But yeah, overall, very, very cool car. I like him a lot. U20A is the date stamp. There's really nothing to talk about though with slogans and stuff like that. So I guess it's time to compare him to the old Chinese release, and then I guess that'll be it. Try to zoom it back in a little bit for you. They didn't change up too much between these 2 releases, but they change up enough. Yeah, a couple little things here and there, but not much. But look at that, the quality. It's pretty darn bad on the back of the Thailand one there. I didn't even realize that. Why is it so dark there? I don't know about that. So if I had to pick one that's better, I might have to go with the Chinese one after all. It does look more accurate, so yeah. I guess I would have to go with that one, but I'll compare him to these two. We got the Cars 3 version of him. It's supposed to be the same car. And then we got Conrad Camber, who is quite a bit different. But look at that. Quite the switcheroo there. I don't know, they changed things around a lot. They had a lot of gold with this one. I actually do like Conrad Camber a lot though, so I wouldn't say that he's like my least favorite one like with Dan. I don't know, he might actually be my favorite one to be honest. I don't know. I do love the first version of Darren though. I think that one's pretty darn cool, but they're all nice. I don't know which one I'd have to pick if I had to pick one. That's my favorite, but I do like the changes they made. How they evolved Shiny Wax, the logo and everything. Well, the logo's kind of plain. I think I like this logo the best, to be honest, but I don't know. Cool they brought back the circular design with this one. I don't know. I just love this whole metallic look that Conrad has right here. If it can focus in, there we go. It's pretty darn cool. Yeah, I don't know. I like that one a lot. And all the circles. He kept the circles, but he kind of modernized it, changed it up, and it looks quite a bit different. Whereas these two, they kind of look almost more or less the exact same. But, I don't know. Yeah, pretty cool. I think I'd probably pick Darren as my favorite still, though, just because he's such a classic. But if I had to pick one, my favorite from these two, I would definitely go with the Sage VanDerSpin. Definitely better than Darren Leadfoot. But let me know what you think down in the old comments below. But with that, thank you guys for watching. Hope that you did enjoy this review of these two. And I'll try to review some more 2-packs from this new case soon, like the Race and Rescue Lightning McQueen and Chick Hicks, the rally racing ones. Although I am waiting to get a second one for that. That one's a little bit harder to find, whereas this one I found multiples of. Anyways, though, thank you guys for watching. Hope that you did enjoy. I'll see you next time right here on the Cars Garage.